Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and I have a kind of different video for you today. I was at work the other day, and my wife sent me a text message saying that she saw a bulk buy of Lego on Facebook Marketplace. Now, she keeps an eye on Facebook Marketplace, which is great because then I don't have to. But I've picked up some great stuff off there in the past. Well, this is a little different because it's all Lego friends. And obviously this was purchased with my daughter in mind, but let me show you what we got. 3 bins. They're smaller bins, but they are pretty full. And it's all Lego friends, and this was only 20 bucks. So even if this is all just random stuff and half Lego, it's a pretty good deal. I mean, after all, one small set from Lego now costs 20 bucks. This was also accompanied by an entire stack of instruction manuals. Now, I don't think that I can build all of this from here, but let me show you what's in here. And so basically my goal is going to be to try to rebuild a few of these. And so maybe half of this will go to my daughter, and half of it will probably just go into my storage, my bulk storage. Let's take a look here. Got a Frozen set. Got airplane, that's kind of cool. I'll try to build that one. Okay, we need more air traffic control towers that have slides on them. That's a fantastic idea. We might be able to actually find air traffic controllers if we do that, because those are in short supply these days. A real small little pizza oven set. This is super cool. I'd love to build this, but I don't think that the parts for this are all going to be in there. But that is an awesome 3-in-1. We'll see if that's even an option. This is part of a salon, it looks like. We'll see about that one. This is mostly in there. I did see like the majority of this is up in this top one. So I think I'm going to try to build that one. If those dogs are in there, that'd be pretty cool. That's part 2 of that. Small pizzeria. Cafe. Looks like we got a hair cutting place. I love the scissors there. That's cool. Hair cutting place. Salon. There we go. And a diner. So I'm not optimistic that all of this is going to get built, but what I basically want to do is I want to break this down, sort it out into piles of what I think will turn into this stuff, see what I can build, see what I can do what with, and we'll see. So we'll go ahead and throw this into a time lapse here and sort this out. Okay, so I've got a good deal of sorting done here. It's by no means finished, but I want to show you where I got. This really cool igloo set is almost complete. The waterfall hot tub thing, I have a lot of the pieces for. I'm sure I have the rest of it, so I am going to build this. This is cool, and it'll go well in Maggie's city next to her Frozen castle. This Frozen buggy I'll probably build. I don't know if I'll build this, because this little stuff doesn't go really well in her city. We'll see. I might build it, I might not. I am missing Elsa, but that's okay. I got the reindeer, and Maggie has like 4 Elsas anyway, so that's not a big deal. This train was kind of cool. That was in there. I think this is Lego. Hope it's Lego. Yeah, this is Lego. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but we got it. For this set, I have the bulk of the plane. I am going to try to rebuild the plane because that's super cool, and Maggie doesn't have anything like that. I'm not going to do the control tower just because I don't have a great place for it in our city anyway, so that will just get parted out. As cool as it is with the slides, I don't think I'm going to build it. I think I have the parts for it here, but I don't think I'm going to build it. This one here is kind of an older friend set, it looks like. This is the vet. I think I am going to build this one. It's got a lot of pets. I'll show you those in a minute. And, you know, she likes the pet stuff, so that'll be cool. She doesn't have anything like that in her city currently. This cafe is super cool. I've got a lot of it built here and a lot more to go, but I'm pretty sure I have all the parts for it. I think I am going to build that. I don't know how it's going to fit in her city because she already has 2 cafes, and there's even more in here. There's another one, a diner, and a pizza place. I'm not going to build all of these. She already has a diner, so I'm not going to build that one. That'll get parted out. Pizza place, this is a wimpy little set, so I'm not going to build that one. But I might build this and work it into our city with the other cafes and diners. It just gets real crowded. You know, you only have so much space for this stuff in her town. I have seen a lot of the parts for this in here. 50-50 if I'm going to build the salon or not. It is pretty cool, and she doesn't have anything like that. But I'm not totally sure. I think I can build it. Will I? That's a different story. This goes with the cafe. This creator set, I've seen a lot of this in there, so I think it is all in there. It'd be fun to build, but I don't really have a use for it. You know, I'm not going to put this in my city. It's not up to par with what I want in my city. It'd be a fun build, but digging out of a bin is a little less fun than building it from a box. I don't think I'm going to build it. This is going to become mine. The figs, you know, her town is all friends, so she doesn't really need normal figs, and these are pretty cool figs, so they'll go in my city, and that'll likely get parted out once I get a wild hair and want to try to build it. What else we got? Dog sled was super cool. Got the little dogs up there. These are all figs that go with these various sets. I do have a pile of miscellaneous fig parts. I can definitely make some completes out of that, but these were ones that were actually in sets. This stuff didn't seem to match the stuff in here. So we'll see what happens with those. But either way, all the mini doll stuff that is friends is going to go to Maggie because I don't use that stuff. But she will love it. And she gets more fun out of the figs anyway than anything else. And cool thing too, a lot of pets. Look at this. We got the handicapped Christmas dog. I love that. We also have a dog with Christmas glasses. Fat cat. That's cool. These little guys, I think that's from Frozen. At least that's what Maggie told me. Turtle. So lots of pets. She'll love that because pets are kind of her thing. As any kid bulk buy, you're going to get some junk. So this is all really bad off-brand stuff, Barbie stuff, you know, just random toys. Not a horrible amount considering the amount of Lego I got, but that some of it will end up in Maggie's Barbie stuff. Some of it will end up in the trash. We'll see. Did get a few Duplos. That's okay. We have a collection of Duplos upstairs. I like to keep those up in her room because they're easier to clean up. The Lego stuff we keep downstairs because it makes a bigger mess. You got smaller pieces. This is all the other stuff. This is going to go into completing these sets. We'll see again how much I actually complete and how much gets parted out. It's going to be kind of 50-50. And these are kind of the bigger pieces. So I got these 2 bins, all this stuff. $20. Was it worth it? I think so. Maggie certainly thinks so. So yeah, let me go ahead and work on these, and I'll probably show you a final shot of what I end up building and what ends up in a bulk bin. All right, so I spent last night sorting through the bin of friends stuff, building what I wanted to build and not building what I didn't want to build. And let me show you where I got, and I want to know what you think. Is it worth $20? I certainly think it was, but let me know what you think. First, some odds and ends. There's our mini train. This could be kind of cool for a prop in the background of my videos. This car, don't know what it went to, don't really care. So I stuck a windshield on it. It'll go in her city. I could dress it up a little bit, but it was just extra, so I'm not going to scrap that. This is extra minifigs and pets. All the minifigs that went with the sets that I recreated are with those sets, so this is just more extra stuff. As I mentioned, we had a few Duplos. Those will go in the Duplo bin. upstairs. This was all the junk. Not horrible. There is some off-brand or non-Lego building bricks in there, but they're really poor quality. I mean, yeah, they're not even worth keeping around. So some of this stuff I don't know what's going to happen with that, but some of it up in the trash, some of it might get used, who knows. Let's go ahead and show you the sets we did. I've got them all in bins here. So on this set here, I decided to do the airplane, but not the control tower, just because of space in the city we're putting this. But she'll have a lot of fun with this. That's super cool. She doesn't have anything like this in her city, so that'll be a fun little play thing for her. This one here, we have the vet and pet spa. So kind of an older friends set. Lost our cat here. He doesn't like to stay on this table. Typical cat, right? I got a little cart, the vet down below, the spa up top. That's small, so it'll fit in the city well, so I decided to do that one, and it was pretty easy to rebuild. 2 instruction manuals for that. This one was kind of tricky because it was fully disassembled, but the salon turned out really nice. I love the scissors up there. Had to add a few pieces to some of these. You know, not everything was there, but, you know, luckily I have a nice collection of Lego to pull from. It's also, you know, in past videos, people have commented that I'm collecting all these weird colors that I'm never going to use. Well, this is an instance where I used them. I used a lot of pinks and purples to fill in, which if I didn't have them, I wouldn't have been able to do that. There's the instructions there for the salon. So in this instance, it was worth having this extensive of a collection. That's just some hair accessories and stuff. From this Frozen set, I didn't build this. It was missing the key piece, and it's kind of a useless thing anyway. But I did rebuild the carriage as best I could. There we go. It was missing this printed piece, so I just put a dark blue one in. It'll be good enough. We also got our baby reindeer, and this was already kind of built, so that's like where the hay is for the reindeer or whatever. So she'll like that. That'll go with her Elsa castle. She does have a little mini Elsa castle that I stole the tip of the obelisk from, if you remember that video. What else we got here? This was a cool one. Now in this bulk buy, there was like 3 or 4 different restaurants. This one I think had the most potential. It's got kind of this garden on the side. It didn't have the sign for the top, so that is missing. It's supposed to look like this, but that's okay. It had this little cart here too, so I built that. I had to be picky with what restaurants to build because she already has like 2 or 3 diners in her city, and there's only so much room, you know, and how many restaurants do you need, right? Never enough. This was my favorite of the bunch. This was kind of this winter igloo set. A little bit more modern, I believe, than some of these sets. You can just tell by the techniques and the pieces and the colors. It kind of has 2 pieces that attach with the string of lights, but I thought this was just awesome, and she really liked playing with this. The dogs here, they're supposed to be in the dog sled. She was playing with it. That's what they're for, right? Sometimes I got to remind myself that. Let's get the dogs back in here. Got the little dog sled. This igloo is super cool. It opens up just like this. And the interior is awesome. And I also want to point out the cursed pieces that has been named by this channel, or by the fans of this channel. This one here. Look at that. There's an awesome usage of it for the frozen waterfall. And there's also one of those underneath each of these beds to stick them at an angle. It kind of goes out under here. So pretty cool to see the cursed pieces used. Oops, what did I do? There we go. But what a really cool set. That was fun to rebuild and totally complete. So got some good stuff for Maggie. She should be happy. Right there, we should be well over $20 worth. But, of course, we have some stuff for me as well. This whole bin went unused. So this is going to all be sorted. I got most of the garbage out of here. There might still be a little bit. But this is all going to get broken down and sorted and put into my bins. and bulk storage. This is the stuff I didn't build. This pizza restaurant I felt was kind of just small and wimpy. I think this is a two-parter, yeah. And they didn't have these arch pieces, so I was like, that one we're just going to pass on, which happens. This diner is cool. I thought about building it, but she has almost a very similar diner in her city already, and I like the one that she has better than this one, so I didn't build that. This I probably could build. I do see most of this stuff in there just from looking like really briefly at it, but I have no use for it, so it would be fun to build. I will admit, building Lego sets out of a bin is not my favorite thing to do. It's very time consuming and stressful because you're looking for parts constantly. So I don't really have a lot of patience for it, to be honest. I'd much rather build them out of a box. So just building it just to build it, though it may be cool, I don't really have a use for it and I don't want to dig it all out of the bin. So I'm going to leave this be for now. I will keep the instructions, so maybe in the future I could build these because they are kind of cool. I did, however, get 3 figs out of that. Those will go in my Lego city, or at least in my fig storage, because her city's all friends. Well, I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know below if you think this was worth 20 bucks. I definitely think it was. If you are new to Lego, or even if, it doesn't have to be friends stuff you're into, but bulk buys like this are great ways to get a lot of pieces for cheap. As you might know, you go to the Lego store, one pick-a-brick box this size is 20 bucks or 18 bucks. And, we got a lot more than that here, and certainly here. Now, obviously, you don't get to pick what you get, but I'm sure it's will be a good value either way. So if you are trying to build a collection, online Facebook Marketplace buys are a great way to do it. I don't do it too much anymore just because I don't need a lot of bulk pieces anymore, but for newer collectors, it's a fantastic way to start. Well, I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. We'll do more just like this in the future. That's live for this time, and we will see you next time.